Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart showed a huge amount of gameplay yesterday, over 15 minutes in fact, and I wanted to list the 5 most exciting things, personally for me, about Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. First off, the beautiful worlds. There are so many diverse planets in this game. There's a lot to talk about here, but I'll list just a couple of things to do with this. First off, Sargasso. If you compare it to the original in Tools Destruction on PS3, it is so much more vibrant now and just gorgeous. There's so many little attention to details in everything, from the flora and fauna to the way the creatures on the planet eat things. It's so cool to see just how much love and care they've put into every detail of the game. Nefarious City is such a fascinating world because it's very early on in the game, that's apparent, but it feels more open world, kind of like Jak and Daxter, where the city is more mission based. It seems like you're going to do a thing and it's going to ask you to go to a place, but from what I could see in the trailer, it looked like there was just so many branching paths that I could have taken which were just totally optional. It feels huge in a way that Ratchet & Clank never has before. Like, all the worlds you've ever visited in the past have always been massive and exciting to traverse through, but it's always been either linear or you've got 2 paths to take or whatever, but this feels very different in a way that I'm very excited for. Going through the rift and loading a full world mid-battle is revolutionary. Like, this is going to change games. The fact that this is doable on current systems is amazing. Like, this is the benchmark for what games could be in the future. This shows us what is possible, and that's awesome. The fact that, like, it's not loading a small arena, it's loading an entire world that you will be able to explore later on. That's just mind-blowing, and I'm very excited to see what they do with that. Finally, before we move on, this planet at the end of the trailer that shows lightning striking down, it might be Koros from Ratchet & Clank 3. It certainly has a very similar vibe, which is quite exciting if that is the case, because I love that planet, and you can get loads of bolts there, and oh, it was so satisfying. This will be satisfying again if it is indeed Koros. But let's move on to number 2, the expanded gameplay. Wall running, then the swing shots, then the rift tether. You are just combining them one after the other to make some incredible platforming challenges, and I think there's a lot of potential here. Ratchet & Clank has always been about the platforming as well as the action combat, and the platforming in this has never looked as good as it does here. I think some of the optional paths to get gold bolts are going to be really tough later on, and I'm very excited for that. And of course, we've got excellent weapons. They promoted 5 so far throughout the various trailers, 6 if you count the pixelizer, but 3 more have been shown briefly. What I believe is the plasma coil, a machine gun weapon, and this bull weapon which I believe is called Ricochet, since that showed up in the Mrs. Zircon vendor in the newest trailer. So yeah, pretty good weapons so far, and obviously this is not the whole list. This is just a small set of them. Ratchet games usually have around 15 to 20 weapons, so we've got a minimum of 6 weapons we have absolutely no idea about, so that's pretty exciting. Next up, there is so much to do in this game. Arguably more than any other Ratchet game. I mean, for starters, there are different ways to play. Obviously, Ratchet and Rivet are going to play a little differently. I don't know how different they are going to feel based on the fact that one holds a wrench and one holds a hammer. I don't know how different these are going to be, but I'm very excited to find out, and I think it's going to be very fun. But on top of that, you see through Rivet's gameplay, you got sections like in Sargasso where you're just getting on the back of this creature and you're just going through, and that's how you travel instead of flying in Tools Destruction, which is really cool. But on top of that, there's the gold bolts collectibles, there's presumably going to be rhino parts or plans that you need to collect throughout the game, as well as maybe some other collectibles. But on top of that, there's clank challenges, glitch challenges, arena combat, aerial combat where you're on some kind of dragon thing. That looks amazing! Pocket dimensions to explore, and tons of armor to unlock. There's so many cool stuff here! And then that leads us nicely into number 4, the photo mode and accessibility. The photo mode looks so vast, from changing the filters to the expressions to the poses, to having some borders and frames and stickers and different lighting points. There's so much to the photo mode, and I'm really looking forward to trying it out and making a video exclusively about that. But then it talks about accessibility options, and there's so much to go through here, and it's going so fast, and I mean, there's probably more than what they showed as well. I believe they're going to do a video talking about this later. If they don't, I certainly will. But yeah, there's so many accessibility options for every kind of player, and this is wonderful. This should be an industry standard. The fact that there are so many people who can't play every game because it just doesn't cater to them for whatever reason, it's so nice that there are so many people trying to make that not a problem anymore. And yeah, it's so good to see. I love it. I love this kind of stuff. It makes me very, very happy, as you can probably tell. And then the final thing is just the mystery. We do not know at all where the story is going. We do not know how big this game is. But it seems massive. Way bigger than any other Ratchet & Clank game. Ratchet & Clank games typically have around 15 to 20 planets or so. Planets or asteroid rings, or you know what I mean, levels. We'll go with the term levels. They usually have 15 to 20 levels, and I think that there's probably going to be that and then some, because there's so much more compacted into the game. It's very, very exciting to see, and yeah, I cannot wait. It is just over a month away, and I think we're in for something special. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. I also have a Twitch, a Twitter, and a Patreon if you'd like to support me in the channel. Tell me, what are you most excited about with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart? You could list, I mean, don't just list one. List as many things as you want. There's probably a lot in that list. But, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think we're in for a treat. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.